Clint Eastwood's surprise appearance on The View was supposed to be a calm discussion about his latest film, but what unfolded on live television left viewers stunned and the studio in chaos. The legendary actor and director, known for his stoic demeanor and no-nonsense attitude, found himself in the center of a heated debate with longtime co-host Whoopi Goldberg. Tensions escalated so quickly that Eastwood was ultimately asked to leave the set mid-show. The episode started off cordially enough, with the co-host greeting Clint warmly. Dressed in his signature rugged-style simple blazer, khakis, and a calm, weathered face, Eastwood appeared relaxed. He began speaking about his new Western drama, touching on the inspiration behind the story, its themes of personal justice, and America's shifting moral landscape. The audience listened intently. That calm didn't last long. Whoopi Goldberg, never one to shy away from controversial topics, shifted the discussion toward Eastwood's previous comments on politics and cancel culture. "Clint," she said, "a lot of people think your films glorify old-school values that ignore the reality of today's America. Do you ever worry you're out of touch?" The question hung in the air. Heavy and loaded, Eastwood furrowed his brow. "I don't make movies to fit the politics of the time," Eastwood replied, his voice low but firm. "I make them to reflect human truths. If that makes me out of touch, then maybe the times are what's wrong." His answer sparked scattered applause from the audience, but also visible discomfort on the panel. Joy Behar tried to steer the conversation back to film, asking about his directing process. But Whoopi wasn't finished. "But Clint, don't you think that message, 'the times are wrong,' is part of the problem? People are being marginalized, voices silenced, and films like yours don't always show that struggle." Her tone sharpened, signaling that this was no longer just a polite disagreement. Eastwood leaned forward, visibly irritated. "Whoopi, I've been making movies for over 60 years. I've seen this country through wars, political shifts, you name it, and let me tell you, preaching morality from a talk show couch doesn't make you an authority on truth." The audience gasped, and even the camera crew seemed to hesitate, unsure whether to cut to commercial. The atmosphere turned electric. Whoopi snapped back, "And hiding behind the camera doesn't make you immune to criticism. Clint, your name carries weight. What you say and do matters." The two locked eyes to titans from different worlds, unwilling to back down. Sarah Haynes jumped in, trying to de-escalate. "Maybe we can all agree that film has the power to start conversations, even uncomfortable ones." But it was too late. Clint stood up from his chair, still mic'd, and declared, "If you brought me here to attack me for doing my job, then I've got better things to do." Producers began signaling to cut to commercial, but the camera caught every moment. Clint turned toward the audience and added, "I came here to talk about art. If you want a political boxing match, count me out." He dropped his earpiece onto the table and started to walk off set. Security didn't intervene, but studio handlers rushed to escort him. Whoopi shouted after him, "This is what accountability looks like, Clint." He didn't turn back. The moment became instantly viral, with millions of views within hours and social media ablaze with divided opinions. ABC issued a brief statement afterward. "Today's exchange on The View was unexpected. We value diverse opinions and will continue fostering respectful discussions behind the scenes." However, there were reports of damage control meetings and calls from executives worried about the network's reputation. Backstage, Clint reportedly told staff, "I've been in tougher rooms than that. I won't apologize for standing by my principles." Meanwhile, Whoopi stood by her comments, tweeting later, "Respect doesn't mean silence. I'll never stop speaking up for what's right." Hollywood insiders began speculating whether the confrontation would impact Eastwood's film promotions. While some theaters reportedly pulled posters tied to the movie, many fans voiced their support online, praising Clint's authenticity and unwillingness to conform. Within 24 hours, hashtags like #TeamClint and #Whoopi was right began trending, dividing fans, critics, and media personalities. The entertainment world found itself once again in a cultural firestorm, ignited by two strong personalities clashing live. It wasn't just about one disagreement, it became a symbol of the broader debate happening in American culture, the battle between tradition and change, between legacy and progress. Clint Eastwood represented the old guard, Whoopi Goldberg, the voice of modern conscience. Several celebrities chimed in. Rob Schneider tweeted in support of Clint, calling him A class act. Meanwhile, actress Deborah Messing sided with Whoopi, stating, "Sometimes, legends need to listen, not just talk." Asterisk by week's end, the View ratings saw a noticeable spike, but the long-term impact remained uncertain. Would Eastwood appear on another daytime show again? Would producers be more cautious with guests who challenged the hosts? Asterisk Clint later appeared on a conservative-leaning podcast and addressed the incident calmly. "I don't hate anyone. I just don't tolerate disrespect disguised as conversation. That's not how I was raised." His words resonated with his core audience, reinforcing his image as the last of Hollywood's tough guys. Asterisk as for Whoopi, she continued hosting as usual, unfazed. "These conversations aren't easy, but they're necessary," she said in the next episode. She didn't mention Clint again directly, but the fire of that moment still lingered. Asterisk what started as a routine promo tour ended with one of the most controversial daytime TV moments in recent memory. Whether you agreed with Clint or Whoopi, one thing was certain: it was television history and no one watching would forget it. Asterisk.